Hello and welcome back. Today I have another box. It's from the Ayla shop, and this is not available in the stores yet. So this is very nice. What it is an LCR meter, and it's kind of a professional one, and it's from the brand Matrix. And Matrix is trying to do a re-entry in Europe. I think they tried 10 years ago, and most of the things they did then was power supplies. They do test equipment. They have digital multimeters, power supplies, but there are a few items that are really interesting, and they will be available in the Netherlands also. Yeah, I like to point out a few. Some of our items are really interesting, and that is the AC power supplies or the AC power sources. They are very nicely priced, and they're LCR meters. And I have one here, and I'm allowed to open it also. So thank you, Elishop, for that. And I think you will enjoy that too. Well, the box is a bit big, but I wanted to be sure that it arrived in one piece. And yeah, this LCR meter is in different versions. You look a proper manual. It is the MCR-5010, which is up to 10 kilohertz, up to 30 kilohertz. This one is up to 100 kilohertz, and I've had a version that goes up to 200 kilohertz. So it is the biggest version. It is a proper English manual. That is really nice. We have an official test sheet with spare fuses and the software on CD, which says it's a user manual. We have power cable, serial cable, and we have the Kelvin clips. And ooh, these BNCs already, if I have a look quickly right now, they look already so much better than my Rosui. Yeah, this is probably the clips that I try to copy. This is, yeah, look at this. I will zoom in on it later and compare it to the other one. This feels very nice. Okay, let me take it out of the box. Okay, this is very well packed. I like it. And it is quite big, to be honest. Yeah, look at that. Proper metal casing. Test the connections. No USB, but it has RS. Big connector for the handler. Proper metal. I like it. Wow, that looks nice. And here, what the label look like. Matrix. USB in the front. It's an extra. If I compare that to my Rosui. Wow. Wow, look at this. It is kind of big. And I thought actually that it was a little bit wider than the normal test equipment. And it is if I compare it with this. But if you compare it to the new form factor, like the Owen right here, then it is actually exactly that size of the new equipment. And so it became a bit bigger because of all these rubber bumpers. And now it's the same size. And I was just wondering, and if I needed to do a guess, I would say, okay, it's probably the same board as the Rosui and the same as the East Tester because they are very similar. But it looks already a lot bigger. And so now I'm not sure yet. And also with the huge connector in the back. So I see already a few things different. And the USB is here. It is not here. In the East Tester, you could see it was there. but they just put a plug, ugly plug in front. But here it is nicely hidden underneath the sticker, but it's not here. But they have it here. And well, the key setup looks almost the same. And yeah, let's zoom in on these because this looks so much better than this. Okay, let's have a look at the Kelvins. Yeah, as I mentioned before, this looks so much better. And let me compare you with this. These are, first of all, it doesn't fit very well. And well, you can already see that the wires are a lot thinner. Also, here, this is from the Rosui. They don't mind which one goes where, as long as you put the reds together. But here they are very serious about that. Here they really marked each and every cable, the LS, the LD, and you match those to the markings on the front. And they feel also a lot more heavy. Look, I think they tried sort of to copy, but as you can see, it feels very sharp, and yeah, yeah, okay. It is just different. So well done, Matrix, on providing some proper cables. Yeah, cool. I'm just having a quick look at the specifications. And as I mentioned, we have the MCR-5200, the highest version that goes up to 200K. And they all are within 0.1% of the basic accuracy, except for the lowest version that goes up to 10K, that is 0.15%, so that is not bad at all. Yeah, and here we see the overview. The 10K model has 4 steps, the 30K model has 6 steps, the 100K has 38 steps, and the biggest model, this one, has 41 steps to go through all the frequencies to test. Okay, well, they provided protection, that is nice. And here are the markings, the LD, the LS, HS, and HD. And well, I'm just gonna remove the foil. And we can see the display a lot better. And well, let's just connect the cables. I have not too much space because it's quite deep. It has its own feet, and you have also this big one, but when you fold it away, it is not in the way, it is really on its feet. So I think I will do that. And I'll put something in between because I need the power plug here. But let's see what we need to do. HS, the S is probably sense. HD is data. Oh, this feels very nice. They have a good fit. The LS and the LD. Yeah. Okay, let's power it on. Okay, here we have it. I remember from the Rosui right here that I needed to do a calibration with the clamps open and close. And so let's see what will happen. The screen is super big. Version control. Okay, let's try if we can measure something. It seems here to be in function RSQ, and I think we need to walk to this. And here we have the choices. We can do CP, so that is a capacitor series, and D capacitor in parallel, the coils in series or in parallel, resistors, set resistance, series and parallel. But there is no auto mode. Let me zoom in the display. I think the display is now good to see. And Yeah, I'm missing here the auto, the range. It is auto switching here. And but the function, you really have to set it yourself. So you need to know what you are doing. So if you have an unknown component, then you need to step through it. But if I'm measuring our capacitor, it will, yeah, say silly things because we need to say we want capacitor in series mode, and then I'm measuring it. Let me show you what I'm actually doing. I have here my calibrator, and the capacitor is measured on 10K. I set it to 10K, and the capacitor is 50.705 nanofarad. So does it do that? 50.68. That is super close. What is this one doing? This one is in auto mode, so it will detect automatically what it is. Yeah, 50.72. This one is closer. And if we do the coil would be 914.4, also measured on 10K. And this was measured with the fluke and with the edge length. So they are probably correct. But then now I need to say, okay, I want a coil measured. Wait, this one. So here you can make a mistake if you pick the wrong coil mode, because here it is in LP, it says 928, but if you measure in LS, it is 914. But when you pick the wrong one, you get the wrong value, because this is actually correct. This is 914.4, and this is 914.8, which is very close. And with this one, I didn't need to think about it. It just, or it's always in serial mode. Yes, it is. But this one is off, it's 912. And I think I can manually switch that over. Okay, it has been now switched on for a while, and I must say it is really close to the values that are on my calibrator, because this is 17. I'm now just measuring resistance and the Q value, but I'm only looking at the main value, 179.81. And if I look here, 179.92. So that is really close, and a lot closer than this one is. So the quality is good. If you are a more advanced user, then you absolutely would want to select that separately. Is it parallel or is it stereo resonance? It depends also how you're going to use the component. But yeah, I did a quick comparison already, and this one is so close to the actual value. I will show you a table. The color is a bit bright, but you can change it also to black and white, or if you want to have it green. If you like, also you can change the frequency. I put it now on 10K, but I did that because this calibrator was also done on 10K, and then you compare with the correct values, because you will see a change if you change the frequency. So if I put it now on the, if I change now the frequency, you can do little steps or big steps. Now I go to 100, and you see that the value already starts to change because we're going up in frequency. So this one is going to put a little bit more resistance, and this one maybe also. Here we go. 200K, the maximum. And also you can do the voltage level. 1 volt, 0.3 and 0.1 volts. So it depends on your component. You have your auto ranging here. I think that has to do with the internal resistance. I will leave that to auto, and then you have the speed, but it doesn't have to do anything with the frequency here. It has to do with the update of the display. So it is now on slow, so it is now updating, not that fast, but you can do it to minimum. And then yeah. And this is very nervous. I think the default slow is not that bad. Well, you need to be aware, but it is with any LCR meter. If you're going to measure a bigger cap like this one, 100 volt, 1000 microfarads, if of course polarity, but also if you measure, you need to watch your frequency, because I'm now at 10k, and well, these usually are for 50 hertz or actually 100 because of the rectifier. So let me just switch that to another frequency, 100 hertz, and now you see. Yeah, there is a little USB hole in the front. You can put the memory stick, but as I understand, this is not like in the cyclone oscilloscopes that you just do a snapshot of the screen, but it will just store your settings. And so if you have a special setting for a certain device and you need to repeatedly to measure that for some quality control or anything, then you can just restore that setting, and then it is there immediately. So I quickly showed you what it can do, at least the basic functions. And yeah, main thing is that you can measure your resistors, your coils, and your capacitors. And yeah, we can do that pretty precise also. And I wonder what is inside. Okay, I was allowed to open it, and that is really something special, because it is not even in the stores yet, and I have one here, and I'm allowed to open it. So let's have a look inside. I put my ESD protection because, of course, I don't want to damage it. I did have a blue one last week, but it was so bright. I changed this to gray now. Um, but now the color is almost the same. So I will zoom in and we open. I remove now all 8 screws, 4 on this side, 4 on this side. And it seems like, I think I need to slide it because the arms are here, and indeed that is what we need to do. Wow. Let's have a closer look. Okay, I'm a little bit impressed, to be honest, because instead of doing a switch mode power supply, they just have put a proper linear one. I did not expect it. And yeah, it's a huge board. I'm trying to see if I see another brand name or anything on the main board, but it does look all from them. Oh, yeah, look at this. They have really every connector. I turn the board a bit so we have a better view. Here are the BNCs connected, and it looks really like they use sort of yeah, coaxial cables. So it's not only on the front that it looks interesting, but they actually do use these connectors. Wow. Yeah, not only is the linear power supply, they also have put a lot of filtering just to be sure that it is a very clean signal. I like that a lot. Okay, that's it. I'm a little bit impressed also, and yeah, we did some basic testing, and the values were almost spot on. And after opening it, it really, yeah, it really looks way better than the East testers or the Rosoes if you look inside. And I think Matrix did a really nice job doing this. One thing that I would have liked is that it had an auto mode also to try to detect what you were measuring. And the East tester did have that, an auto mode, but of course you can overrule that because if you're measuring a coil, it also could have a little bit of a capacitive component, and maybe that is what you like to measure. So, but this one is always manual, so you need to know what you're doing. But on the other end, I already noticed if you always pick the serial, the LS or the CS, then that is probably what you need the most. So that worked, and yeah, the accuracy is a lot better. Well, it's not available in the store yet. This one is the highest model, the 200K model, and they will expect it around 595, and the lower models will probably be below that. But I'm not sure which models exactly will be available. And also, Elishop, thank you for sending it to me. I will nicely pack it and send it back. And thank you for the opportunity. You guys, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.